Since we're going to be getting a bunch of card reveals from Avatar next week, here's some cards I'd like to see. First, I want them to represent the Agni Kais in some sort of way. I mean, the last Agni Kai is such an iconic part of the show, probably my favorite fight scene in the whole show. I think what would be cool is if it's sort of a form of goad that forces two target opponents to only attack each other for a turn, which could create some interesting politicking at the table and stuff that I think could be fun. Another one is, of course, bloodbending. We have to get some sort of card to represent this. It'll probably be to gain control of target creature, but I really want them to get ballsy and make it gain control of target player, because those effects are always just so fun. I was also thinking it would be funny if you give the Ember Island players a card, and it'd be like you get copies of creatures, but they're just worse. So maybe like whenever a creature enters, you create a copy of it, but it's a 1/1, so it'd still be very strong, but I think that'd be kind of funny. Another one is a card called There Is No War in Ba Sing Se. I think the obvious move would be to make it a wheel, because they're like forgetting stuff and being taught something new, but it'd be really cool if they made it a silence effect. Another dumb one that just pisses me off is the two Appas we've seen aren't mounts. And like, I really just want an Appa who's a mount. It makes too much sense. And while we're on the topic of mounts, there's that girl with that weird mount thing that she has that can sniff people out. I don't really know how they'd work that into the game mechanically, but I think it could be super interesting. I was thinking maybe it's like if it's saddled, it forces target creature to block it, since it's like tracking them down and targeting them. But they could also just do something with stun counters, since it also can paralyze people. I also just think there's so many different cool directions you could take Uncle Iroh. Obviously, he's giving wisdom. One idea I thought of is he lets you draw cards from other opponents' decks. Of how he talks about learning from his enemies, like how he learned to redirect lightning from watching the waterbenders. Or is just a group hug piece that lets the whole table draw cards, because he's always given wisdom to everyone. Even Aang, while Zuko was still kind of trying to hunt him, or that one time he ran into Toph, he was always handing out free inspirational quotes, even if they were his enemies, so like a group hug piece would make sense for him. But anyway, let me know in the comments what are some cards you'd like to see in this set, and don't forget to follow.